Okay, we're recording. All right, so welcome to the call tonight. We're super, super excited and lucky enough to have Manon with us, and she's teaching the class tonight. So we're learning about ideal life vision, and she just recently took this training from Ann Webb. Ann Webb is the one who has kind of developed this idea and took off with it. And I took her training, I think it was 2 to 3 years ago I took it. It was a little while ago, but I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I want to get back to it. So I'm excited to have this refresher course. And then Minnow just recently took her course.
Yeah.
I know, when was it? A few months ago?
I purchased it in May at the Essentials Retreat.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep. Okay. Well, awesome. Well, I'm excited. So I thought, well, she knows more than I do because she's taken it more recently. So let's hear from her. So like I said, I loved it. For me, it was life-changing. Anyway, with a few things, but I don't want to take away from anything. But yeah, so take it away, Manon. And if you guys have questions, ask. Like, definitely ask as we go along. So, Manon, do you know how to access the chat or how to see it?
I just clicked on chat.
So on the bottom of your screen, there's the little chat bubble.
Yep.
If you click on that, then it will automatically pop up, and the chat group chat will be on the right to all of us.
It's in the middle for me, but.
Oh, okay, but you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, okay. So yeah, you guys just pop questions or whatever in there, and then and if we do need to have another one on this too, we can.
Okay.
So yeah.
Sounds great.
Take it away.
Thanks for letting me chat tonight on this subject. I'm excited. Like I said, I went to Sherry Burton's retreat in May in Utah, and it was my first really doTERRA team experience. And I had a feeling I had to be there for some reason to get things clear in my head as to where I wanted to go with life at that point. And when at the last day, Ann Webb came on and summarized her project, which is Ideal Life Vision, it just really resonated with me because I never took the time to decide on life and write goals and actually listen to my inner self and anything like that. So when she spoke about how we can actually write something and create our life, I was all in. And so she offered the course at a reduced rate. It was really a donation to Global Ideal Life Vision. And I have had access for a total of 6 months to her program. So I didn't get on it right away. I started thinking about it because I had a lot of soul searching to do. And eventually got to writing it at the end of this summer. So let me tell you a bit about her program. Ideal Life Vision, as Anne says, is it's like a detailed personal statement, a declaration of intent of your life in 6 key areas. So she wants you to think about spiritual, health and fitness, relationships, financial and professional, personal development, and giving back. Those are the 6 areas of your life.
Will you say those one more time for me, please? Spiritual, health and fitness,
relationships, financial and professional is one together, professional development, and giving back.
Thank you.
So, Ideal Life Vision is an implementation tool to change your belief, to reach your highest goal, and to keep clarity and focus. It's not one program that fits for everyone. It's you creating it. It's your thoughts, your words, your goals, your dreams. And you have to do the work in writing it down and getting clear on what it is that you want. It's your most genuine expression of what you truly want your life to be. And it's then recorded and listened to daily. All of it. You're listening to all of it daily. It's just, it goes on and on in your head every day. Right, Melissa? It activates and attracts what you want in your life. And so there's many reasons why this implementation tool works. Mostly because it supports all the universal laws. You've heard of the law of attraction. So what you focus on with emotion and belief, you will attract to your life. Cause and effect. So cause and effect is also known as the law of the harvest. So what you put into your life vision, you'll get out of it. So write every detail you can possibly imagine. The law of gratitude. The more you practice it, the more positive energy you're sending into the world, and it will create good for you in your life. And then the wheel of life, just the balance of every section in your life, every area in your life. So you can see by writing it out how you can create a good balanced life and create what you want. And do, be, have paradigm. Well, that one, if you can imagine yourself where you want to be, you'll start doing and you'll get what you really want to have. So those are all laws, universal laws that everyone knows, and they all apply to ideal life vision. Furthermore than that, ideal life vision works because of the power of clear intention. So you commit to writing it, and by writing it, it serves as a magnetic attraction tool to you, inviting great things into your life. The power of writing. So we all know, and research has shown, that when you actually write down your goals, you're more likely to accomplish them. And it's the same thing here. If you write down your ideal life vision, how you want it to be, it's more likely to occur. And then because this life vision is recorded, we focus also on the power of the word. But it's not just anyone's voice. It's your own voice. It's the one that you hear the most, whether you speak it or you hear it in your head. It's the one that's most credible to you. So when we record Ideal Life Vision, we speak our own truth, basically, and we hear it over and over again. We also add music to the recording. And so with that, it stimulates the body and awakens our senses and our emotions. And basically, we record this to accelerated learning music, which is also known as relaxation music, concentration music, studying music, however you want to call it, high performance music. It's all there. And we do that because it has 1 beat per second. And the best music to do that is Baroque music, as Anne suggested. And it's basically your mid-century composers like Bach and Scarlatti and stuff like that.
So what's the part behind the 1 beat per second? Because I know what it allows. Is it just because it's relaxing, right? Because I know that's how you end up getting into your subconscious. Does it have anything to do with heartbeat or anything like that? Do you know?
It does have to do with heartbeat.
It does?
Yeah. I think it's the same rhythm as your beat. Or your heart or something like that, or close to it. It also provides a wave of relaxation. So that's the best state for you to absorb things.
Yep. Yeah.
That's the one. So how to go about creating this thing, right? Yes. So Anne describes 8 steps to creating it. So she says, write out your goals. And some of you might have already done this with Stacy's vision board. So take those goals. And then what I want you to do is step 2, dig deeper. Ask yourself the who, what, when, where, and how am I going to get this goal accomplished? Step 3, you're going to turn these expanded details into sentences. Step 4, you're going to find your motive. So exactly, why do I want this? And you're going to actually write it all out in your ideal life vision. Why will you want this goal? Then
Okay, sorry. Will you repeat step 4? I just I had to mute the baby.
Thank you.
Sorry. So go ahead. Would you repeat? You want to start again with step 4?
Step 4, sure. So step 4 is finding your motives. So finding your why behind each goal. So as you're writing your goal, you're writing your what, when, where, how, all the details. And then you're going to say, and by the way, I want this goal because it will help me achieve this, or because I will feel better. So you want your motives stated in there as well. Step 5, you're going to check for negative statements. So we're good at saying what we don't want, but we're not so good at stating what we like and want. So trying to find an example here.
Well, I have one. We used this
ahead.
one last weekend because this is a big thing I used with my ideal life vision was fear of flying. So I use this. So, and I talked about this actually in last week too. So instead of saying like, I'm not afraid of flying, right? I switched it to, I feel peaceful when I step on the plane. And anyway.
Yes. Perfect. So yes, you want to turn everything negative into a positive statement.
I had an example last week that I said when I was trying to get out of debt. I didn't say I'm debt free because that's such a negative word. So instead I said my visa balance is at 0.
Great.
Oh, yeah.
Another great one is something like, I get to work right away in the morning. I will not procrastinate on this task any longer. I said, I will not procrastinate. I should rewrite this. I will get to work in the morning and focus on the most important thing to do at first, or something.
Yeah.
Change the not to something else.
Well, and even the procrastinate is a negative word, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you would say, I get right to the task without hesitation, or
yeah.
whatever.
Another one that people struggle with too is talking about losing weight.
Yes.
Because if you're saying that you're losing it, then your mind seeks the word losing is a negative word. So instead, people will phrase it as like, releasing. Yeah, releasing, or just focusing on.
I let go of.
I'm at my ideal weight.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good one.
Or you can list the exact weight that you want to be.
Yeah.
Exactly. Good work. And next, step 6 would be to write it in the first person. So write it as you are, or as if you were already. So I am a doTERRA diamond. I'm not even close, but I am a doTERRA diamond, let's say, right? Even though you're not, if that's your goal, then you should say it as if it were.
So present tense. So first person and present tense?
That's right. So number 8 would be your present tense.
Oh, sorry. That was another one?
Yes. So she says to write it in the first person and then in the present tense. So I have the ability to versus I will have the ability to. It's always I have. And then lastly is to develop an action plan. So you can go as far as writing in your ideal life. I release 20 pounds by December 31st. I will do so by purchasing organic fruits and vegetables, filling my cupboards with nuts and seeds, and and you go into all the details. I go to the grocery store on Tuesday and the farmer's market on Sunday. You can write it all in. The more details, the better. And this gets like long, but you'll see as you're hearing it over and over again, you'll start doing what you plan. So an action plan is really important to be written in there. Let's go into the sections.
Hey, sorry, Manon, before you do that real quick, would you review them? Because I only had 8 written down. I thought you said there were 9, right?
There's 8 steps.
Oh, 8 steps.
Yeah, so I think we got them all.
Do you want to go over them really quick, though, just to review? Is that okay?
Yeah. Number 1, write down your goals. Number 2, dig deeper. Who, what, when, where, how. Number 3, turn those extended details into sentences. Number 4, find your motives. Your why do you want this goal? What will it give you? Number 5, check for negative statements. Number 6, write in the first person. I am. Number 7, develop an action plan. Or you can inverse with number 8, write in the present tense. Sorry. It's my French going on here.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, sorry, I jumped in late. Okay, so number 6 was what?
Write in the first person.
Okay, first person.
I am.
I'll type up a few of these notes, Brooke, too, and put it in.
I can send my notes to you.
In with the call. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, and then 7 was what?
Develop an action plan.
Okay. 3.
Number 8, write in present tense.
Okay, got it. All right, I'm good.
You're good. Awesome. So there's a total of 8 sections to write. And it takes a while, so allow yourself a few hours per section. Unless you're crystal clear already, but allow yourself a lot of time. Your first section will be your introduction paragraph. It's where you reveal your purpose, your overall vision for the life you want to create. It's why you showed up here in the first place, what you were born to do, who you want to help, the big lines of your life. This paragraph is meant to inspire you, to get excited, and to really reach to achieve your goals and aspirations. And then the first paragraph will be your spiritual life vision paragraph. In this section, you write your own spiritual core beliefs, your values and traditions. Do you want me to give examples here? Or are you guys understanding the concept?
Oh, Stacy says yes.
You see, yes.
I go for yes.
So, Anne Webb was saying, like in hers, it's like, I get up 30 minutes early to meditate. Meditating makes me feel happy and joyful. It centers me and allows me to, whatever. Sorry, I'm running out of ideas here already. And then I attend church, or I feel that my family is my number one value, priority, or whatever your we're all different, right? So this is very, very specific to you.
For me on this one, I'll give you an example that I did, Manon, so I took like a part of my spirituality or a part of my faith of something that I was struggling with and put that in there. Like, so for instance, for me, like I grew up one faith and then halfway through my life, well, after I was 19, switched religions. So there were a few things that I was taught as a kid that then I, my new faith, I did not believe. So it was good. I didn't want to believe those things anymore, but they were negative. So I had to change how I believed about what was going to happen after I died. And so I put that in there in my ideal life vision because I didn't want to be afraid of death and dying anymore, right? So I put in how that it was a peaceful experience and I believed without a doubt of what was going to happen to me when I died. So that's one idea of something to put in for faith. That's kind of a deeper thing, but
for sure. It could be something like, I'm disciplined and practice a morning routine. I get up 1 hour prior to the start of my day to practice yoga for 20 minutes. I use orange and peppermint essential oils to clear my breathing and feel awake. I feel flexible, aligned, healthy, and energized. Next, I listen to something inspirational for 10 minutes, and then I journal my thoughts for 10 minutes and finish with a guided meditation for 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So you go into like details about what you spiritually do and what resonates with your core values. And then you say how you feel and why you're doing it. So I feel fulfilled, positive, and ready to take on the day in a very positive way. This morning's routine grounds and balances me. It also makes me self-aware. This morning solitude gives me perspectives on my life. So this is kind of ideas that I've kind of put in mind, but there's a gazillion things. Like,
I love that you have the oils in there to use.
I totally have the oils.
That is so brilliant.
Totally. You can say, I make sure I go outside and admire God's work, or I believe in this, or again, whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
About living with integrity and connecting to your inner self, listening to your voice from within. Those are all examples.
That's excellent.
Second section will be about your relationships. So in this section, anything about relationships. So it could be relationship with your spouse, your children, your extended families, your friends, your colleagues, your peers, anything at all, really. But when writing this section, it's really good to be detailed and include specific names of people that you want to work on a relationship with. For example, like my brother and I used to be best friends. We were 15 months apart, and we've drifted. So lately in my ideal life vision, I wrote, my brother and I have reconnected, and I wrote, I make it a point to spend one day a day each quarter with him. And this is a big deal for me now. We used to spend every dying minute together, but now we've drifted. And so to actually put in my life vision that I'm actually going to take 4 days out of the year, which is nothing, and make it a point to do something that interests him, I'm sure this will forever change our relationship again. Actually, I'm going to go biking with him this October. Yay!
Yay!
So just by writing it, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
That's ideal life vision for you. So what did I want to say? So include the way that you want to be in those relationships. So I want to be a sister that cares about what he does and what interests him. So I have to write that down in there. And include what you'll have to do that. So again, my brother loves mountain biking, and I used to do it with him 10 years ago. And so I said to him, could I come out? And he said, yes. And I'm like, okay, we're going to plan a date. So here we go.
Good for you.
Good for you, right? Anyway, so include how you want to be, how you want to feel with these people and these relationships. And write it as if it already is, right? I am a good sister because write it as if you're already there. In this area, you also want to include any social skills you want to develop. So, for example, if you're shy, describe yourself as being confident in social settings. If you want to be a conversationalist, include it. If you want to be the best networking gal in the room, just write it in. And Anne Webb goes into a pretty deep conversation about what about if you're totally distant with someone and you're not at peace with this person, but you want a relationship with this person. Then you have to write it as if everything was good. Your intention for that relationship to turn around. So, yeah, it's a tough one. So she says that people have to dig really deep on this one to write it in as if it was a good relationship when in fact it isn't at the moment. And you write what you would do to change it. And so by doing this, what will occur is that you'll start making those little steps towards a better relationship with the person you don't currently have a good relationship with. So don't be shy to put it in. It could be a deceased person even that you're talking to. It can be anyone, an ex or whatever, right? So that sums up relationship. Any questions so far? No? Then it's your health and fitness. I had fun with this one. It was easier for me. So in here, you're gonna put in anything: healthy eating, exercising, life balance. So by life balance here, I mean stress management and sleep and relaxation. Weight release if there's any issues with that. And if there was ever a particular place you want to state your why, this is it. Because all of us have had struggle with our body image, and you really have to be clear as to why you want to go in this section and lay it out. It will make me feel better once, I am at my ideal weight and I feel fantastic. I can run after my kids, or you have to write it in there. It permits me to have energy to run after my kids, which are the joy of my life. You have to be very specific on your why. If you're very keen on doing special, challenging sports, triathlons or any special thing like that, a race of some sort, you can actually put it in your life vision and go into your plan of action. So I'm running a 10-kilometer race on September 24th, 2018. I will start my training at such a date. I will do long runs on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. You know, you go into details. I will eat healthy food that will fuel my body. You write all of the details down just to get that goal. And then you say how you will feel when you've reached that goal. So I was ecstatic to win, 3rd place finish, and have ran my race under an hour, whatever it is. It wouldn't take you an hour to run 10Ks, but that's besides the point. And it's also the place that you want to add anything about your posture, your poise, your hair, your nails, your wardrobe. So anything. I put in my life vision something a little funny about my clothes. Let's see if I can find it here. Can't find it for the moment.
Don't you have it memorized by now?
No, I'll tell you why at the end. Okay.
There's a lot of detail to remember.
Yeah. So okay, so my dedication to my nutrition and exercise keeps me at an ideal weight of blah. I won't tell you. I love how my body looks in the mirror. I love my body's muscular definition. I feel like a professional athlete. You know how it sounds far-fetched, right? But that's how you want to feel.
I don't think that sounds far-fetched.
Yeah.
And for the record, I don't think you have any pounds you need to release.
No, well, anyway.
Or that, whatever, like I'm listening to you say you're not at your ideal weight.
Well, it's because I had 4 pregnancies and anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you look fantastic.
Thank you. So I go on to saying, people compliment me on my fit body, and I am so proud. You say it as it is. It feels great in my new wardrobe consisting of perfect fitting jeans and tops. My clothes are cute, youthful, fresh, welcoming, professional, and fit perfectly on my petite frame. Like, I just went out and said that because I always have trouble finding clothes to fit me.
That is spoken so beautifully.
I'm like, I'm going to nail this right on, and I'm going to find the clothes I want. I'm going to attract it, right?
Yep.
So I have fun with my looks by accessorizing with fun jewelry, shoes, purses. I love my petite small frame. I am confident in my physical appearance and take great pride in treating my body well. I treat myself to a massage once a month to keep my body loose and relaxed. So again, that's, it's not specifically about healthy eating habits or exercise, but it's mostly about my health, how I want to feel overall. So that's the area you put these things in. So now
Awesome.
All right, moving on to professional and financial. How are we doing with time, Melissa? Am I talking too much?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the clock. Oh, we're fine. I mean, it's 10:40-ish.
Okay.
But we started a few minutes late, but we're good.
Okay. So professional and financial life vision. So Anne has a doTERRA template already laid out for you guys. I did not realize she had a template until I was done writing my version. Oops. Until I was done writing my version as an entrepreneur, sorry. So there's two ways of doing it, really. And Web and doTERRA is really detail how to use the Share Success Guide and so on. It goes like, it's crazy detailed. And I wanted to use it, but then I realized it sounds nothing like me. And if it sounds nothing like you, it won't be credible at all. So don't do it. So I've been agonizing over this section for the past month, going back and forth. Which one do I use? What do I do? So I'm still at that point where that's still an issue for me, to tell you the truth. But I'm going to tell you a little bit tonight about the entrepreneur side of things and the things that she mentioned to put in there. So first, your vision for your business. What do you see your business as like being? What are your goals for that business? What will it serve in your life? Then she goes into saying your daily schedule. What will you do? And how does your day look like in your business? How much time do you set aside for what task? And then it goes into how will I strengthen and grow my business? How do I close the deal? How do I close the deal? So, and lastly, what's my motivation? Why am I doing this business? And within each of these points, you have to go in minute details. As if all was already yours. Your financial section is a continued part of the business section, let's say. She writes it as one, so I suggest to do that as well. But it could be separate if it's an area that you really are thinking you're going to need to change often. So your financial section will go into how you feel about your financial situation, how you want to feel about it, how you handle your budget and your spending habits, and what motivates you to save or to pay down your debts. And then when you're saying, I want my account balance to always provide, or I want enough money every year in my account, and it's not enough to say enough money in my account. You have to say, I want $25,000 extra per year in my account. With $25,000, it will permit me to, and then you write out, take a family vacation. It will permit me to give to a cause that I care about, whatever it is. So you have to write down what you plan to do with your wealth. Are we good? I see heads nodding. Great.
We're all taking notes.
Yes. I'm trying not to talk too fast. Okay. Last before least, personal development. In this section, we're covering intellectual and personal development. So intellectual is anything like attaining a degree, finishing school, getting a certification, learning a foreign language, how to run a specific computer program, how to teach on Zoom, all that kind of stuff, right? So that's all your intellectual development that you possibly want to acquire. You write it in there. You say, I want to acquire it by such a date, and the reason why, and with whom, and which group you're going to do it with. Part 2 of this is personal development. So this is the icing on the cake, the spice of life. It's anything that you're interested in and plan on learning in your lifetime. So it could be learning a new instrument, doing pottery, photography, and any areas of interest. You would write it in here. It can even be, I want to be more organized, right? About organization, or to speak in public, to expand your vocabulary, anything at all that you want to pursue and be better at and learn to do. Let your imagination go wild on this one. It's about discovering who you really are through.
And this was one where I put in like things to help me overcome fears that I had.
Yes. Yes.
Because for me, that's a big one. That's a big
I
thing.
seriously just wrote things to overcome.
Oh, really?
I did.
Yeah.
I really did. Because I think that's going to be
anything like fear of heights, like
fear,
whatever.
Facebook
Like
Live.
that's a personal development.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good. You guys
This
are
is so detailed.
Yes. It'll drive you nuts.
Well, I've kind of done one, and I thought it was detailed, but I'm seeing I need to go be so much more detailed and direct in it. It's going to take me 15 minutes to listen to it every day. I said to Melissa a while back, I'm like, mine takes like 5 to 7 minutes to listen to. Was that too long? She's like, no.
How long was yours, Melissa?
It was probably more like 10. I mean, it definitely could have been longer. I remember Cherie telling me hers was like 20 to 30 minutes, and I was like,
yeah. So mine is over 15 minutes, and Catherine did hers, and she said a lot of repetition, and she's at like 30 minutes, and she said, this is crazy.
yeah.
But don't be worried about the length of time. Just write. It's more important to focus on what you truly, really, really, really want and have it all in there than not having it in there. And you'll see why later when I talk about recording and listening to it. Okay. Giving back is the last section, well, the last section prior to your conclusion paragraph. So giving back is how you want to be generous and what you want to give to whom. And again, the reasons why and when you are to give. Life is all about being able to give back. And originally Anne did not have this in her...
it wasn't in mine.
No, she didn't have that because in North America, it's not something a lot of people focus on. But as she did global life vision around India and Africa, she realized that for them, it was a big deal in itself. They would always ask her, where do I write about giving back? And
this is a big one for me because of the financial stuff I'm doing. I'm doing the Dave Ramsey plan kind of stuff. And he talks a ton about giving back. And being able to have the opportunities to give back is really good motivation for things.
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm glad that's included.
Yeah, so go ahead and write that in. And finally, the conclusion paragraph It's a gentle reminder of your overall vision. And you're simply stating something like, I am living my dream life. All that I ever wanted to be, do, and have, I am experiencing. I love to feel the joy that comes from living in abundance and in total harmony with who I was created to be. I recognize the gift and talent within me. I am worthy. I am capable. I am deserving, and I trust myself to live the life I have imagined. I believe in myself, and I am enjoying the blissful life I have created. So something very positive that sums up that you're worthy and good to go. So once you've spent hours and hours writing this down, you're gonna record it. So Anne goes through different ways of recording: CD, computer. Really, the easiest way is with your cell phone. So put in some Baroque music, and then start dictating your life vision into your phone. And how she says to record this is per section, because you may have to go back and record one section, which will take 2 minutes, versus the full thing. It'll just take you much.
That is such a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So she wants you to record this as soon as possible after writing it. As soon as possible. And this is where I got caught. And I'll be honest, I did not record it right away. To be honest, it's still not recorded. I am that perfectionist that needed to have it perfect before recording it. Big mistake. Big mistake. I fell into that trap, and you know what? It's not good. So she says that if you record it right away, it compels you to take action, and action will create change. And then you'll see what you'll need to revise in your ideal life vision. So here I am revising until I have like 10 copies of this thing, and I'm still not recording it. Shouldn't be doing this, right? Tomorrow, I'm recording this thing. But you know what? I'll honestly tell you, even if it's not been recorded, I read this thing over and over and over and over so many times, it feels like it's been recorded. And it's incredible already, all the actions that I've taken that I wouldn't have had it not been written. So things like when my child is speaking to me, I'll stop. Because in my ideal life vision, it says, I stop everything when my child seeks my attention. They are worthy of my time. I wrote that in. And so now, when someone speaks to me, whether my husband or my children, I remember that in my life vision, I said, they're worthy of my time. Stop what you're doing. Just things like that. And the story I told you about my brother, I want to reconnect with him, and I wrote down the best ways I thought that I could reconnect with him, and I'm already doing it. So really neat things can come of ideal life vision. And I can't wait to see what it will do for me once it's recorded and I'm actually listening to it. Speaking of listening to it, so whether you're listening to it consciously and sitting down and really listening to it, or whether you're daydreaming through it, your brain subconsciously is still hearing what you're saying, and you'll still take action on it. It will still trigger that action step. So even if it's long, you may, you may space out once in a while and not really pay attention to what the recording is saying, but it'll get through your subconscious mind.
I am excited to hear that because that's going to change some things for me.
Yeah.
Because I have it recorded on my phone. I mean, I didn't really know what I was doing, but after Anne talked to us in May at that retreat,
Yeah.
I sat down and did one. And I recorded it on my phone, and I was listening to it in the morning as I was waking up. But now my husband is home in the mornings instead of at work, and I'm self-conscious about having him hear it. And so I've quit listening to it, and I feel a difference. But if with you saying that it's okay to be a little distracted with it, I listen to audiobooks all day long at work, or podcasts, so I'm going to start listening to it at work with my headphones on.
Absolutely.
So I can start listening to it again. So thank you for saying that.
Yes. So here's some other tips and tricks she says. So the best way is to actually do listen to it in a state of alpha. So in a state of very calm state. That would be the best way. So she personally does it first thing in the morning. She wakes up 30 minutes before she should, and she's kind of still half asleep, and she'll grab her ideal life vision, which is on her phone. She'll put in earbuds and stay in bed and listen to it as she wakes up and gets started for the day. So that's her thing. And she was saying that other people prefer to do it at night with, again, earbuds for privacy, because they feel that they think about it throughout the night, right? You know how they say the last thing you read or see, or your subconscious mind thinks about it throughout the night. So some people like that. But if you can't do that, I mean, you can go for a walk at lunchtime, right, with your phone and your earbuds. You can do it while working out, she says. Like, anything really goes. The purpose is to actually listen to it every day. Every single day. However you can. Is that good? Yeah. Okay. And updating and revising. So she says, when you've accomplished a goal, you need to take it off your life vision and insert new goals. You can update if you change your mind, but she says don't remove something because you feel you can't attain it or you're doubting yourself, but remove it because you put it in there out of a sense of obligation and it's really not you, or it really doesn't resonate with you as you're listening to it for a week or two, and you're saying, this is not right, this is not me, it's not going to happen, I don't want this for myself. So you then would revise to remove it. You can also revise when you hear over a goal and then you say, I should really add some more details to this, because all of a sudden your goal is going to become clearer and clearer, and you're going to realize, oh, I didn't put that in, or I didn't put that in. So she recommends actually going in and changing it. Or if your tone is not right and you don't feel that it's excitable, or how do you say it? Excitable. It's not a word, I think.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay, so if it's not upbeat enough or motivating enough, you can certainly change the tone and re-record. And then she goes into doing this forever, for her life, right? So every Sunday she sits down and says, does my life vision need any updating in any area? That's her very way of checking in every week. And then throughout the year, she'll tweak some paragraphs that need to be tweaking. And Anne actually takes a time between Christmas and New Year's every year where she will rewrite each section one by one. And I was like, what, is she crazy? Like, why? And then she explained that it's so that you don't cop out, like you don't disconnect. It's to make sure that you engage consciously every year. So she will just rewrite sentences or move things around and say it a different way, just so that it's new and fresh again. So she does that once a year. Voila, ladies, that concludes Ideal Life Vision in all of its aspects.
That was excellent, Manon.
I hope
you did great.
Ideal Life Vision is available as the full program. I'll send you, Melissa, the link. I sent it, and then you can post it.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a donation or a cost, and then you have access online to all of this information. And she goes step by step what to write, exactly like tonight. And she gives examples, and she gives other reference materials to read. So there's a whole lot of stuff in there. And just know that you have to be dedicated to taking a lot of time to do this, because it's certainly not a 2-minute thing to do.
It's good to spend that much time really thinking about what you want, though.
Yes, but for me, I was crying through it because honestly, I've never taken the time to set a direction for my life. Life has happened to me, right? So to me, it was totally new, totally foreign, and very, very hard for me to actually allow myself to state what I want, and then state it in details, and to state it as if it was already here. It sounds so weird. It sounds so fake and so untrue. But as I read it over and over again, and I'm seeing changes already, it's crazy.
That's awesome.
It's crazy.
And there is a lot of power in just having it written, because I have to I wrote mine and had it written for like over a month before I recorded it. Mm-hmm. And I just read through it because I was like you, I couldn't bear the thought of speaking it out, because every time I read through it, I changed something else in it. Like I was like, ooh, I don't like that word.
Yeah.
I think it's a very vulnerable thing too.
Yeah.
And we're not being vulnerable to other people, but we can be very vulnerable with ourselves.
Mm-hmm. One of the things I forgot to mention is Anne suggests not to share your ideal life vision with anyone.
There you go, Stacy. Yeah. Validation.
That's good, because I wondered, because like with vision boards, you're not supposed to hide it. But the life vision for me was so powerfully vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because it's so personal, like intimately personal to me. And so I've had a really hard time, and I've quit doing it because of that. And so I need to change a lot about what I'm doing. And I'm glad that I did it. But I am going to have a much better, more powerful experience after this class. Thank you, Manon.
You're welcome. Thanks, Jan. It's a great implementation tool. It's great. If you write it, you can create it.
Okay, so I have a super random question.
Sure.
Yeah.
What constitutes Baroque music? Like,
oh.
So Baroque music is an example of music that fits the description of accelerated learning music or relaxation music, and it's a style of European. Yeah, it's European classical music.
Okay.
From 1600 to 1750.
Oh, okay.
If you want to look at it.
So, Brooke, they even have a few like Baroque music, like radio stations on the internet.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's basically just classical music. I mean, from that period.
Yeah, and actually that gave me the idea, right, when I was reading through this and doing this life vision. It gave me the idea, well, maybe I should just, whenever I'm doing tasks for work with doTERRA, I should maybe just listen to Baroque music in the background and studying and work concentration music. And it's amazing.
Really?
It's amazing. It got me more focused on what I'm doing and less distracted. Every time that I do put it on, I see a difference. And
Oh,
listen,
wow.
ladies, I'm not a classical gal, like as far as style of music, but the waves, it just seems like the sound and the waves seem to work.
Nice. Do you do it with the sound of waves?
No, I mean like the sound that these composers are putting out in their music
Oh,
provides a wave of
Like the vibration.
yes, so a state of alpha, basically, like a state of calmness and a state
yes.
of relaxation.
Okay.
And I guess it follows your rhythm and beat, like your heartbeat and stuff. And
Yeah.
it just seems like you can concentrate better.
Okay. Sorry, for a minute I thought you meant, how some of them are actually set to waves like of the beach.
Yeah.
But
No,
that's what I was thinking
no
of.
beach waves here.
Okay. Because that is also very calming.
Because then I'd be daydreaming that I'm on a beach in, I don't know where, Cancun or Jamaica.
I love listening to the beach. I even run to it sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah. That's wonderful, Manon. I'm so glad you shared that.
Thank you for having me. Like
Yeah.
I said,
So
I'm not
lots
a
of...
pro, but I
Brooke, did you have any more questions?
Oh, I'm sure I will. But I'm so tired right now. I'm lucky I had to take my camera off because I'm pregnant. I'm having my bedtime snack. So
Oh, yeah.
want you
Well,
guys to have to see.
so if I'm not pregnant, I can't have my bedtime snack.
Well, not at 11 o'clock at night when you're like literally going to go lay down like in 2 minutes.
No.
It's probably not the best idea.
All right.
I'm even a
not in your ideal
dietitian,
life,
and I know that, but I'm still doing it.
We don't judge. I have so many recordings of me eating during our classes.
It's like, don't judge.
Brooke, you should totally put in about how your delivery is going to go.
Absolutely.
I should.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a question I had. Is like, because I know this is supposed to be like your ideal life vision, but what if you have like shorter term goals?
Yeah, so she says
Is it okay to be super specific on those, and then once they're passed, like you just change it, or?
exactly. So it's like that sporting event, right? So you write it in detail, all you're going to do to accomplish that, and how you're going to feel about it once it's achieved. And so you put it all in, but once it's done. So you need to go in and revise and update your life vision. But if you don't put it in there, if you say it's just a one-time thing, then you won't have the dedication.
Gotcha.
And motive needed.
Okay. Yeah, because I kept thinking about that because like some of the stuff like that I'm thinking of, it's it's not things that I'm like looking for big scale like down the road, like like business wise, like, oh yes, I would love to be diamond, but right now I have like a smaller goal to get me there, and I kind of like to try getting there first and then change. I don't know.
I think
So don't we kind of treat it like a really detailed vision board?
Very, very, very detailed.
Yeah, I just didn't know if like that was, if I'm like thinking too small scale and I need to go bigger, or if there's certain things where it's okay to be like put like short-term things in.
Anne suggested that for your first ideal life vision, maybe you focus on the next 6 months versus the full year, just to get you in the swing of things. Ideal life vision is a work in progress. It's something that I think is meant to be a lifelong document that you keep revising based on what's next, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
So basically, our main goal is to work on 6 months to a year at a time.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. I can do that. That actually feels less overwhelming.
But don't forget to go in there and say, like, in my retirement, like a long-term goal in there as well.
Yeah.
But maybe not as specific.
What you can do is you can say, I I contribute this much to my retirement plan, so when I retire, I have financial freedom and can travel as I want. And so, like, the baby steps to get to the big ones.
Exactly.
So the big one can be part of your why and your motivation.
Exactly.
Okay. That's a good way to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
This has been such a good class.
It's been excellent.
Yeah, thank you so much, Manon. I'm gonna go to bed, but thank you again. This was wonderful.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Good night, Brooke.
I know I'm going to
Good
stop the
night.
recording.